All right, we are back in Studio K with Human Air. How are y'all feeling coming off that performance?
Good.
Pretty good.
Pretty solid. Live. Good.
And yeah, so this is your second time here. You were here about a year ago for Local Vibes. So how does it feel to do the OTR now that it's like live? It's kind of a different thing.
It's a different experience for sure. It was a different amount of planning because we wanted to do a kind of different vibe for our second time in here. For sure.
Yeah, more pressure for sure. A little more nervous, but
Yeah, we had some minor technical difficulties.
yeah, minor technical difficulties, but
Yeah,
we figured it out and we were back.
Hey, a little human error, you could say.
Yeah, human error. Yeah. Yes.
All right, so we gotta talk about the breaking news that you guys have a new album about to come out. This was the announcement, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow night,
New movie.
new
Full length.
new movie, full length. Radio Silent, it's called. And yeah, some of the songs are really, really old.
Yeah, it's
But
been in the works for a while.
yeah, we have majority of them are pretty old, and then like 2 of them are like in the last year. So it's like it's been a while coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said this was all recorded like in the spring or something.
It's been recorded like throughout the last like 2.5 years.
Oh,
That was like when the first like song, the oldest song on it is from like 2.5 years ago, and we've just kind of been building it up slowly. Archive.
Yeah. Late 2022 was like the first song that kind of set it into motion.
okay.
Yeah.
And so you guys have been a band for a while now, like 5 years, something like that. How do you feel like your sound has kind of evolved?
It's definitely like changed a lot, just with each of us kind of finding our own like path of like how we make music, but then also like as Human Error, like it's definitely different, especially like with this album. Like it's a different vibe than past, because it's more like in past we've kind of, it's been more of like a grand production, like, but this is more like a mixtape kind of, and it's like there's a lot more like freestyling, and that's kind of the vibe. So it's definitely shifted over time. So yes.
Yeah, like less grand production, but more like turning that into like what feels right and what sounds really like fresh, basically, rather than like trying to kind of cultivate like a really big vibe.
Yeah, and just so the listeners are aware, we got a new album coming out tomorrow night, you said? Radio Silence?
Radio Silent.
Mm-hmm.
And Radio Silent. And in addition to that, you said your 2020 album, I think it was, split in 2. Y'all are thinking about putting a remix of that out?
Remastered.
Remastered.
Someday we'll do that.
Yeah, like we still have the files for it all, and so I think it'd be like a fun project to do for sure, but not like kind of immediately, because I think we want to start kind of thinking about the newer stuff now and the newer songs rather than thinking about another older project.
For sure. Yeah, what can you tell us about the songs we just heard? How many of those are from the new album?
One of them is from the new album. The second to last one is from the new album. And that's it. That's it. Just the one.
That's a shortened version of the actual song too, because it has a feature that's on the album / mixtape that we didn't perform live. So that was just like a different version altogether.
For sure. Okay, so I was kind of hoping you all could walk us through the beginning of your musical life, and how'd you first get into like rapping and making beats?
I guess they should start because y'all started sooner than me.
Yeah, I guess Human Error started like with just me and Wilson, and we were just kind of making beats.
Untitled tracks, right?
Untitled tracks, yes, he knows.
Yeah, and I think I was inspired by Avi because like in like whatever, like 4th grade or something, he was like, I want to be a rapper and tour the world, and I was like, well then can I make your beats? And then that like wasn't actually a reality until like high school, and that's where Untitled Tracks and Human Error like took off and started like making actual songs together, and then kind of we didn't really have like our separate sounds necessarily at that point. We were kind of making a lot of the same stuff, and now I think it's branched out into all of us are completely different routes, but still kind of tied into like what started Human Air back in the day of just like making songs. Really, like the love of the music is what drives it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was gonna ask about it. You guys have a bunch of solo projects. You all play in like bands and do like raves and like stuff like that. So how do you balance kind of all those different musical projects, and yeah, how do you stay inspired and creative?
Um,
Oh, you can go.
it's honestly kind of nice, like being like having a lot of different musical routes. Just because it's like harder to get burnt out on one, because then I can just kind of focus on a different one. And for me, it's like basically just like the driving, like what Wilson was just saying, like just the driving force of life is just like the passion of like being creative and making music. So it's like there's like no other way that I want to spend my time other than just like doing music in whatever way it is, you know.
Yeah, in all the projects that accompany that, like DJing or like like playing live instruments versus doing live auto tune. You know, like all of it is really intriguing to us for sure.
Yeah, it feels like you're able to output energy into a lot of different spaces instead of burning out into one. You can kind of play around with it.
Which is definitely kind of what Human Air became, is we were putting a lot of energy into one project. So I think that's why we've been quiet for a while, is because we kind of wanted to re-experience what it's like to like find your own sound again, because that was a thing with Human Air and it wasn't at one point, and now we're kind of coming back to how that feels to like make a group album.
For sure. And yeah, do you want to kind of walk us through how Human Air started as a group? Like, how'd you all meet?
We met in elementary school, and I was like good friends with Avi first, and then met Wilson a little bit later. Became good friends with Wilson, and then Avi went to a different school for a little bit, so I got a lot closer with Wilson, and we started making music. And then Avi came to our high school, and
Wilson
then
started like producing stuff on their own time for like solo stuff for me, and then we kind of slowly integrated.
yeah,
At the very start of high school, I would say is like that's kind of when it all started coming together, even though we'd known each other for a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how did Untitled Tracks turn into Human Air?
We were gonna like the name, like we knew we wanted to change. The name is Untitled Tracks was very like not one that was gonna stick. So that it was like that was definitely fueling it, and then Avi started rapping, and we wanted to include him more in the project. And
It's
then,
Freedom Day.
yeah, our friend Pablo was originally also supposed to be in Human Air,
Mm-hmm.
and so he had like we had one song with him, like 2019, and then after that came out, he was like, actually, this isn't for me, and so it was supposed to be a 4-piece, which Pablo was gonna be mainly producing and not even really rapping, but then it just kind of lost one, but these three stayed here, kind of.
Yeah, it was just kind of we were making music together, like the three of us, so much, and we were kind of just like, let's just expand Untitled Tracks into this.
Uh-huh. And what do you guys think feels different about writing and recording this music as Human Air versus doing like your solo projects? Like, is it a pretty different creative process?
It's pretty. It just feels very like kind of. It's almost like not necessarily nostalgic, but it's just kind of like, you know, like I know the feeling each time because we've been doing this together for like 6 years, you know. So it just feels good, and it just like comes pretty naturally, you know.
Oh, I feel like for a long time, we were kind of compromising with each other and taking away for and able to build something. But I feel like we know each other so well now that we kind of know those boundaries, and we know where we can push those, and we know, you know, they're not gonna rock with this, or they're not gonna rock with that. So what's the point? Kind of thing.
Yeah, it was definitely agreeing with Avi. Like a lot of compromises for the first album, first like attempts at like making songs was like everyone was adding something, but that means other people have to make like sacrifices for what they don't want in the song and do want. So now it just kind of is a very like fluid, like we will make a beat and finish it in one night and like record it too even sometimes. But I think before it was very much we were more focused on the process, and now the process is so easy and like so streamlined for us that it's like it's just very straightforward now.
Uh-huh. And for the songwriting process, are you guys making the beats collaboratively, or how does that work?
I'd say sometimes I think that I produce like most of the new album along with Will. Like I think it's mainly me and Will on this like the newer stuff, but the older stuff it really was a mix of like all of us doing it, like everything. Um, so it's kind of always changing and like just kind of happens to be like all of the beats were just Will and I on this new project.
For sure. Yeah, one thing we like to ask everyone who comes in is, having been around and like making music in the Twin Cities for so long, what do you all think about the scene here? Is there anything that makes us kind of unique? Is there anything you'd like to see different?
Yeah, it's cool because like something of or just like something cool about it is just how we're so isolated in Minneapolis. Like we're in the middle of the U.S. and it's like we're the nearest big city is like Chicago, and there's like outside of Minneapolis and St. Paul, there's like not. It's just like countryside, you know. So having a isolated community kind of breeds like a lot of different stuff, and especially with like the history of music here and like how much has gone down, and then now kind of like the resurgence of bands. Like I feel like now, especially like post pandemic, the scene is very much like on the up, and there's like so much happening and so many people like getting out and expanding, new bands going crazy and like kind of getting put on the map and stuff. So it's cool to see. It's definitely a very, very great scene to grow up in and start your musical career in, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And if Human Air was playing a dream bill, you all can each pick like one other artist, and yeah, pick where that venue would be at. What's this bill gonna look like?
This is the classic question, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like last time we were on we didn't have a good answer.
Yeah.
So let's get a better one. Like let's start with a venue. Where are we playing? The Armory. I'm playing.
The Armory. Excel Energy.
Like, where would Human Air have a good spot?
I'd say Viking Stadium,
Yeah, US Bank.
US Bank,
US Bank, halftime show,
halftime show, Boosie,
Boosie,
For sure.
Playboy Cardi,
Cardi.
RSK Nephew,
Oh man.
Black Cray.
And then like local like
Get Haroon on there.
get Haroon.
The GOAT.
But like it has to go like Boosie, Haroon,
Mm-hmm.
Sexy Red, Mold.
Mold.
Do y'all know Mold?
Yeah, shout out Mold.
And Lil Durk, and then Creeping Charlie.
Yeah. Actually,
Lil Durk
Agnes-
collaboration with Creeping Charlie.
Agnes Uncaged.
Agnes Uncaged. That's the new Creeping Charlie name.
Oh,
Agnes
they
Uncaged.
changed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but still. Yeah, Agnes Uncaged.
Not
Sure.
like a reunion.
Yeah.
So something along those lines, probably at XL Center.
That's fine.
Yeah. No, US
I'd
Bank,
be
US
there.
Bank.
I would hope.
Halftime show, Vikings versus Packers Super Bowl. Halftime show. Yeah.
Chill.
Awesome. Yeah, so then final thing, anything you want the people to know about before we go? New album coming out?
The album.
Any other announcements?
The album. Yeah, the album.
The album.
And
Catch Instagrams for shows.
yeah, Instagram is a place.
We live.
And there is information on there.
Human Era MN.
Human
is
Era
our-
MN
is our
on Instagram. Yes.
But let's just run our names too, because like, I'm Wilson Hunter. Like all three of us kind of have like shows we're playing all the time in the city, so it's like That's what I want to end with. Is like human error is a thing for sure, but
Yeah, we got
we're the boys that be outside.
be outside. Yeah, we be outside. Yeah, just yeah. Instagram has info about shows for all of us. We got Back to the Money here. Also in Bible Alone, Linus Peeler. We got all that stuff. Got Major Sosa and Truly Humbled Under God. So Instagram has the info. So yeah,
Type in Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah.
Check out Reels while you're at it. I know you're driving, so do that right now.
Yeah, that's how reels. All right, well, thanks so much for coming in, y'all. This has been Human Error on Radio K, Real College Radio.